So this is another poorly written question if they want the answer to be E. I think it needs to be C here, but let's go over this. They're asking for the length of train A as it crosses a bridge X in 30 seconds. So I'll start with statement 1, which tells us about train B, which is 200 meters long. And it's going to cross this bridge. Let's draw it like that so we can differentiate it's a bridge. So once this train end reaches this here, then it would have crossed. That means that the train has to travel the length of the bridge plus the length of the train. So if the length of the bridge is, let's say, B, and the length of the train is L, then B plus L distance would be rate times time, and they give us the rate is at constant speed 20 meters per second, and it takes it 40 seconds. So this gives us 800 meters, and they tell us that the length of the train is 200 meters, which means this will give me the length of the bridge, which is 600 meters. Now, obviously, I can't find the length of train A from this because there's no other information about its rate, because the relationship there would be if the length of train A is L sub A, then plus the length of the bridge, which is 600 here, would be equal to rate of train A times 30 seconds. So we can't figure this out because I have no information about the rate. So 1 alone is insufficient. If we look at 2, it talks about this end of train A, meaning this end, if there's a pole here, then it takes it, by the time it gets here, it takes it 10 seconds. So it has to travel the length of the train. So the relationship here is LA is equal to rate of train A times 10 seconds. Now, again, I can't really find LA because I don't know its rate. So now the question really is about combining these two. So if they had said, and I guess that's where the difference is with their explanation, is that if the train A is going at the same constant speed, it's crossing the bridge X, as what they're describing in statement 2, where it's passing a pole, where they do say that it's traveling at a constant speed, then if these two rates are the same, meaning the rate here and the rate when it's crossing, then we can replace RA would be LA over 10, and we can replace that here, and we can figure out the length of train A, which would be 3LA, or 2LA would be 300 meters. So I guess, in my opinion, it should be C, but they're saying it's E. So then the question is, why do they think? And they don't really clarify it, because in statement 2, they say that it is passing at a constant speed. So unless they're saying that this pole scenario, the train is going at a different constant speed compared to what it's doing when it's crossing the bridge X. I mean, that's kind of not how you want to set up a data sufficiency question on the GMAT. Because that way, I think the questions, I mean, everything will just go haywire in these data sufficiency questions if this is what they're testing, this kind of ambiguity. So I think they need to rewrite this question, maybe scrap it, or perhaps tighten it up. But in my opinion, the answer is C, but they're saying it's E. And I think that's because they're saying these are two different scenarios. The train, the constant speed at which it's crossing this pole is different from what it's doing when it's crossing this bridge, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, that's my comment about this poorly written question.